Back with more Walking Dead. This is episode 9 of season 11, and this is kickstarting part 2 of 3 for this season. Another 8 episodes to get through now. And yeah, I'm excited to dive back into the show. It feels like it's been years since we kind of wrapped up the first part. It's been a while, right? It's been like months and months, it feels like. But it's finally back, and I'm very excited to see where the story picks up with everything going on. Last episode was a lot of focus on Pope and the Reapers and stuff, and Leah silenced Pope for good, thank the Lord, because my god, that man could talk, but also turned on Daryl, so not great. So I don't think that's going to work out with those two. And yeah, we had, Maggie and Negan going on a bit of a disaster mission. Everyone but them is basically dead at this point. And then Eugene, Princess and co. They're all at the Commonwealth learning a bit more about that, so I'm sure lots of things will kind of play out and be explored with those things again in this second part of the season. But yeah, I'm excited to see where the story's going to go next, and it's good to have The Walking Dead back. A few updates first before we get into the episode, just considering the spin-offs, because obviously I've done the first couple of episodes of World Beyond Season 2, and then stopped. And I haven't done any of Fear the Walking Dead Season 7 yet. I fully intend on finishing World Beyond and doing Fear Walking Dead Season 7. It's just, I was doing so many shows, a few things had to be sacrificed. And at the end of the day, to get really blunt about it, it's a lot of work for videos that don't get watched that much. That's just kind of how it is. So I kind of need to just do them as and when. So I fully intend on continuing with them and finishing them off, because I really enjoy those shows, but sometimes sacrifices have to be made, unfortunately. So as and when I kind of get the time to focus on them, I will do so and post them, but I don't have any set dates for that. Main show, however, I will try and get done as soon as the episodes come out, and I'm going to try and at least keep up with the main show. So yeah, that's kind of all the updates for you, in case you did watch those other series. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's kick off part 2 of the final season. Well, that was unfortunate. Wow. Going out with a bang. Well, lovely. Oh Christ, I'd forgotten about all this shit. These fuckers can't catch a break. Talk about facing off with a walker. I swear to God, if Connor goes missing again, I'm suing. Oh, weather's much nicer here, at least. Jesus. I'll do it. Now, when you're in a classroom, you just got schools. Oh, good. Well, that's nice. I know you're not trained, Grace, but could you at least try? Oh, nice. Aaron. Careful now. Well, I'd kiss my ass goodbye. I would be diving under and hope I drowned before they got me. Although I didn't have a mace for a hand, so that probably would help.
How could God speak to you? My role is not to question.
Oh, well, that's handy, isn't it? Oh. Will you strike down an armed man? Yeah. Who could have guessed? Well, it's what God wanted for him, I guess. Come on, you've got a creepy mask there. Put it on at least. Why have they stopped wearing them now that we know who they are? So annoying. Well, okay. This could have gone better. Oh. Oh. He did a Black Widow move. That's unfair. He never saw that movie. Nice. Oh. Good. Team effort. Lovely. Now, in his head.
They will get what's coming to them.
We need to talk.
Like how he just, like, brutally killed one of them, and then he comes and finds this one. No, we need them alive. Whoa, dear. That's quite the angle. That's a choice. Hello. Okay, good.
Doing this all wrong. We survived everything for what? Keep fighting and killing each other?
That's what it takes.
11 seasons of it.
Don't have to.
Jensen? Jensen?
Should have just killed him. What a surprise.
Woman.
Oh, you. Yes. Oh. Yes. All of them. Square between the eyes.
Hold me, Gabriel.
Not so cocky now, are you, Carver?
Your deal still stands.
Think of another word for him beginning with C.
You save your family. I save mine.
The deal you made just before you fired warning shots and tried to get too big for your boots. Yeah.
Negan?
You know what I think?
It's nice that she wants to know what he thinks, though.
For all of them. Get up. Get up.
Is she gonna do it? Oh, shit. I mean, I'd have gone for her first, but... Oh, come on. Give me a break. Right then. Knife it is. Yeah. Got a cocky line to say now, eh, buddy? No, you're dead. So there's a lot of trouble if we'd just done that 20 minutes ago. I mean, you really think they'd have kept their side of the bargain? She literally interrupted this deal like 5 minutes before.
Alden!
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. I mean, it wasn't looking good for the guy, was it? Oh. Ah, buddy. Damn. Another one down. That sucks. I actually quite liked Holden. For some reason, a lot of the fandom doesn't like him. I don't know why, but I'm sad. I thought he might join her.
You were always gonna do what you did, Meg. It's just a matter of time before you make the same call.
Oh, before she kills him anyway.
I'm gonna be on my own way.
Oh, okay. It makes sense. He was talking the whole episode like he wants to just get out alive, and they could have easily taken each other out at the same time. All dead, I'm afraid. Hey. Yay. I completely forgot you two were a thing. Oh, I just dropped the apples. Fuck the apples. Yes. Same. I love them. Like, will you go out with me? Will you go to the prom with me?
So many didn't make it. Also, we could survive.
Yeah. All the secondary characters. Oh. Who else is here? Oh no. The music sounds bad. Gabriel's like, can we get 1 minute of peace? Oh, I thought it might be stormtroopers.
I do have another, potentially more interesting choice to offer.
All about choices this episode. Oh shit. I was gonna say, is her hair suddenly shorter?
Doesn't have to be this way.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that's not going to be how it seems, but oh good. Oh. Okay, this is a really good first episode back to kick off the second part. I'm very happy that we kind of ended off there with some setup for what I assume is like the next block of episodes, and we've seen some big stories finally colliding after what's been quite a while. You know, the Commonwealth stuff started end of season 10. You know, with like the bonus episode and stuff. We had a bit with that, and all the build up prior to this point. So I like that. You know, we've got that integration of plot lines, and then that little tease at the end, 6 months time jump. Showed Darren's now a stormtrooper. I mean, it's not going to be exactly as simple as that, is it? It's not going to be like they're on different sides or whatever. I think they tried to set that up maybe with the rift in the episode, with like Daryl not being pleased at Maggie's choice to like shoot all those Reapers and stuff. But he'll probably just be like undercover or some shit, I imagine. And if that's the case, you know, he's already done that a couple of times this season, so why not again? But yeah, I really enjoyed the episode a lot. I think like a theme I picked up on was like the idea of choices. You know, the inevitability of making some, going back on them, you know, being torn over them. There's some really good stuff, I think, with that. I loved Gabriel's line. He said to Daryl, that was a really great scene. What was it exactly he was saying? Like, doubt doesn't mean you're wrong or something like that. I thought that was quite an interesting thing, especially with Gabriel and some stuff he's done in the past. Stuff he did in this episode as well. You know, that very much factored into the choice of should he kill the unarmed guy who was preaching about God and stuff, and very different ideals of, you know, how to follow their faith. I thought that was interesting. Obviously, Maggie's choice to follow through on what Elijah wanted and, you know, taking out all those Reapers, going back on that deal somewhat, but it was always someone was going to go back on it anyway. Leah had already gone back on their original arrangement 5 minutes prior, so, you know, it was going to happen. Plus, you know, there's still 2/3 of this season to go. Things were going to go wrong. And then we had Negan like making his choice to step away and leave as well, because he'd kind of seen Maggie's following through with the choice. She was always going to make that choice, apparently, according to him, which meant, you know, she could say all she wanted that she wasn't going to kill Negan. You know, they'd made peace with that. But she could just, at any second turn. And Negan wants to stay alive. You know, he's all about surviving. And they point that out a lot of moments in this episode. He kind of said that, so it made sense. And if they're building up to him stepping away for a bit, I'm sure we'll see him come into contact with the main group again at some point. Maybe he'll find himself at the Commonwealth anyway. And not realise that the others are going to be there in like 6 months' time or whatever. We'll have to see how that all plans out. But, you know, it's cool to kind of see somewhat, at least for now, of a resolution. Because I don't want that to just be the story of the whole season with those two characters. Is Maggie going to kill him or not? You know, is he going to continue to push her buttons and piss her off for no reason? So it seems at least there's going to be a brief pause to that, and some kind of resolution for now has been made. So that's some good progress. And yeah, just some really interesting kind of things with that. And yeah, I'm quite excited to see where people will stand on the Commonwealth. Who's going to go along? Obviously, Daryl ends up joining it for sure. Maggie does not. Who's going to be staying either side of the fence, I suppose? Who wants to stay and help rebuild Alexandria? Who just goes to the Commonwealth anyway? Should be quite something. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it all unfolds, and who goes where, who stays put, and what the proper intentions of the Commonwealth are actually going to be. There's must be some grand plan and stuff that we're finding out. Are they genuinely just good people? Who knows? I doubt it, but we'll have to wait and see, because I don't really know. So that's exciting. But yeah, I guess some side thoughts first before we properly go into the main plotlines of the episode. Alden, I feel bad for Alden, bless him. He gets a lot of vitriol and hate online, and so does the actor. They send it his way for some bizarre reason, because apparently actors and characters are the same, which is not the case. I don't know. I guess because he was introduced as a saviour and stuff, people just don't like him. For me, I don't feel like he's had enough screen time, and they haven't done much with the character to warrant the amount of hate he gets online. It seems bizarre to me. I thought Alden was a fine character, that they didn't do that much with, but what we did see of him, I liked. So I'm sad that he's dead, even if no one else is. I will die on that hill. I do think it's a weird choice to just reveal that he's dead now, though. Because, we left him and he wasn't in a good way. We were pretty sure he was just going to die in that place anyway. And that was kind of the last time we saw him. Then we see him again here. He's turned. He's been killed. I don't know whether he died of his injuries, or there was another walker in there who I think was a Reaper, I think. So I don't know if he just died fighting him off or something. I don't know. Either way, he died. So it does feel a bit weird to hold off on that and just leave him for a few episodes to come back. Oh yeah, he did die. It's just maybe he should have just died in that episode when we left him, if you're just going to be okay, we're not going to see you for a few episodes now, and when we come back, you're just dead. It felt a bit strange, a strange choice to just be yes, you thought he was dead, he is dead, well done. So that was bizarre, but, at least we got some confirmation, and, well-acted scene as well by Lauren, Maggie losing yet another friend and having to bury them. As soon as she finishes burying him, Negan turns up, oh yes, I missed out on the work there, which is very funny. So yeah, I'm sad that Alden's dead. It's kind of one of the bigger names, I guess. I feel like we've lost this season thus far, because he's been around since season 7 or 8, right? So a good chunk of the show, he's been a part of it. So that is kind of a long-standing character to lose. So yeah, I'm sad for him, even if other people aren't. But if you don't like him, fair enough. But if you have your reasons, let me know them, because I'd be interested to hear them. So yeah, that was sad. And then Aaron, what a badass. I liked all the tension with the scenes with him in the cellar and the rising water and stuff. Judith just absolutely killing it as well, defending Gracie. Gracie, bless her, being a bit useless. Did you even want to survive? I know she's just a kid and she's not trained and stuff, but she wasn't really helping herself. She wasn't really trying. But that's fine. Whatever, she's a kid. Not everyone can be as badass as Judith at that age, so it's fine. But yeah, I liked him just being an absolute badass, breaking them out, getting them out, and then having to stay behind. So that was cool, and I liked that Lydia kind of came to his rescue in the end and got him out. They had a few nice moments. I don't know if they're going to explore that dynamic a bit more now that Negan's not going to be around Alexandria, because obviously that was whom Lydia was probably closest to outside of Carol, maybe. And she's obviously quite upset to see at the end that Negan wasn't coming back. So maybe at least she has a bond with Aaron she can explore a bit more with and do a bit more with her character, because they haven't really done much with Lydia this season thus far, so hopefully that could mean some good stuff for her. But she was great in this one as well. But just the way that whole sequence was shot in the cellar, some really cool shots. I liked the sword going underwater and clanging into the ground, and all of Aaron's walker kills under the water, and when he jumped in and smashed one open. So some great stuff with that. I thought that scene in particular, that sequence was really well shot and directed. Apart from the weird angle of his crotch, I don't know if we needed that. That was a strange angle to shoot him from when he was dangling, but fine. So yeah, all that stuff is really great. Them trying to fight to rebuild Alexandria, or save at least what they've got left, which puts them in a very interesting position when the Commonwealth appears, saying we can rebuild, or and again that ties into the whole thing with choices in this episode. because Nancy even says, I have an even more interesting choice. So that could be quite the thing, and I like that. It does make me feel sad, like Alexandria might just never be what it was, and it's just gone, and they may all just leave that in the end and move to the Commonwealth or whatever. I don't know what the end goal for the show is going to be in that regard. It is sad to kind of see it all ruined and destitute like that, isn't it? After so long of it being like the staple of the show since like season 5 or something. But still, maybe things just need to move on. Maybe it's just not meant to be long term there, and you know they're going to build a new future for themselves. Maybe it is going to be somewhere else. We'll have to see. Gabriel was also a badass in this one. Really liked the scene with him and the other guy, and I talked about that already kind of briefly, tying into the theme of choices, and we all knew he was just going to kill him in the end. His view of his faith and stuff, you know, he's gone through the ups and downs with it. I think it's very kind of skewed at this point, given everything he's had to do. But, you know, he's certainly set in his ways like you guys are monsters, and, you know, he's willing to kind of defend and kill for his friends and his family at this point. Very much now, you know, he has a kid at home now, really, you know. He's one of Coco's many fathers. Rest in peace, Sadiq. Oh, that made me sad. So that's certainly going to, I think, make him all that more brutal and stuff. So I like that they lean into that a bit more with him and really push, you know, the limits of his faith. And yeah, when he appeared with the rifle at the end and he kind of took the other guy out and turned the tide in that little bargaining thing that Leah thought she kind of really had going for her. So that was a great moment. It was like, you can call me Gabriel. Oh, badass. Who'd have thought that he'd be like this when we first met him? It's kind of unbelievable, but good character development, I guess. So that was really great. I liked all of the stuff with him. And yeah, I guess the bulk of it was still the conflict with the Reapers. And, then escaping the fireworks very easily. Good kill though with that guy, that Reaper who got the firework in the back, and kablam. So some cool sequences with that. Them trying to get Elijah out of there. Daryl, you know, killing one of them and then finding Negan and Maggie and Elijah and being like, no, we don't need to kill them. There's another way. Even though he's just murdered one of them. Suddenly it's wrong for Elijah to get his revenge. But it's fine. And yeah, the deal from there all kind of goes a bit wrong, doesn't it? But we knew it was going to. So yeah, I think Maggie was right to do what she did. You know, I think that's what they needed to do to survive. And, you know, particularly, maybe at least just kill that idiot, whatever his name was. It begins with a C. I really can't remember what his name was now. But it doesn't matter because he's dead. But God, I hated him. And, you know, how he was treating Elijah and stuff. So nonchalant about killing his sister. You know, at least kill him. But at the end of the day, they'd gone back on deals before. You know, Leah had literally betrayed Daryl in return for him betraying her in the previous episode. And yet they seem to be under the assumption that any deal they construct will be upheld in future. Not going to happen. So, you know, it's what you need to do to survive, isn't it? So, yeah, I can see kind of why Maggie would do that, and I think it was probably the right thing to do. Puts Leah in an interesting position as well now. How many people does she have left? She's injured. Daryl kind of sent her away. I'm sure we'll see her again, but what is her next move going to be again? Is she just going to turn up in the Commonwealth and Daryl's like walking in and then like, oh shit, here we go again. Maybe that's going to be where it all leads. You know, it does feel like the Commonwealth is going to be the big end game storyline for the show. So it's about just getting the characters to that position really, and we know at least a good chunk of them, or Daryl, I guess, is certainly there in 6 months' time. So, you know, they've got something to build towards. Maybe, you know, the next 8 episode chunk is like building up to that 6 months later scene, and then they do whatever they do with the final third of the season. I'm not sure. So yeah, I liked all the conflicts going on with that. Elijah desperately wanting revenge for his sister and his people, and, you know, not really being physically strong enough right now because he's so injured to carry it out, and Maggie did it for him in the end. And yeah, Negan being like, oh wow, you really follow through on your promises, don't you? I'm head out, which is probably the smart move. So yeah, lots of little characters in interesting positions for sure, heading into the second part of the season. yeah, I don't know how it's all going to unfold. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this episode a lot. Great kind of comeback episode. Putting a few things in place, tying up a few other things. And I feel like the majority of the Reaper storyline is probably done at this point, unless there's still a few stragglers that Leah rounds up and tries to get revenge or something. But it feels like there's a big dynamic shift there, and you know, I'm ready for the Reaper storyline to be done, to be honest, you know. But maybe the show isn't. I don't know. They've got an extra 8 episodes this season, so maybe they'll drag it out a bit longer. We'll see. But I'm much more intrigued by the Commonwealth stuff, so I'm glad to see that, you know, that really became the focus of the last like 5 or so minutes of the episode, and that's clearly going to be a big thing in the show going forward. Daryl and Connie reunited. That's all I could ever want and hope for. He dropped the apples to go and run and see her. Love it. Love those two. Hopefully we get some cool scenes with them together now. And just more Connie in general, because she's one of my favourite characters. And, you know, we didn't have her for so long. It'd be great to see her get some, you know, good meaty stuff to work with. And I'm not just talking about Daryl, am I right, shippers? But yeah, really great episode. I'm very excited to see where this is all going to go. Carver, that's his name. Very glad Carver's dead. Certainly got carved up himself. Badass moments, particularly with Aaron and Gabriel, I think had some great stuff there. I liked Negan's choice to kind of walk away, all the stuff that Maggie kind of killing a lot of them. And yeah, Alden, I feel bad for the guy. But, you know, at least he's, you know, not just walking around as a walker. That's something, I guess. He's at peace in a way. And yeah, just the theme of choices running through it. I imagine that's going to be a big deal going forward with the choice of, do you stay and rebuild Alexandria? Do you join the Commonwealth? You know, how much is the Commonwealth willing to help the people who do want to just stay anyway? I'm sure they'd probably favour them just joining the Commonwealth. So how are they going to respond to that? I don't trust Lance Hornsby as far as I can throw him. So yeah, we'll see how it all unfolds. But I'm excited. This was great to kind of kickstart this second part. Great to have the show back as well. It's been a good long while. It feels like it's been ages. It's probably nowhere near as long as I thought it's been. But it has felt like a while. Either way, the show's back now for another, you know, couple of months for this next part, and I'm very excited. So yeah, great episode. Looking forward to seeing what's going to be happening next. And until my next reaction, thanks for watching.